everybody. Hi. Okay. Welcome back to the World Culinary Showcase and NRA Show 2015. I am seeing an entrance of blinking, glowing cotton candy. Please hold that up for us, everybody. And did you bring enough for everyone? That is super cool. What booth is that? Cotton candy. Okay, I'm going to say it when I come out there. Cotton candy blinking. I hope you're all having a great time here at the World Culinary Showcase. Last day, are you sad? Are you tired? No, you got to wake up. We're going to have some fun today. I want to welcome to the Near Chef Experience table, Anita, Greg, and Loretta, who you are here. You're going to have so much fun with Chef Mauro, and you're going to be eating. So that's great, and talking and asking questions, okay? Are you all ready? You excited?
Ready.
All right, there's not much time left, so let's get to it. He is not only a chef, but he's a comedian too. He's the host of Food Network's Emmy-nominated Sandwich Queen. Sandwich Queen, oh my God, this is the last day. Did I really just say that? Sandwich King. Oh my God, it's the British, I'm telling you, it's this British thing. I'm like losing my mind. I was gonna do it in an accent, was really trying to get the words right. Sandwich King, of course, and the wildly successful talk show and newly Emmy-nominated The Kitchen. Do you all watch? Yeah. It's really fun. Okay, he's a Chicagoan, and he is a king, okay? And his favorite color is pastrami, of course. Please help me welcome and help keep me together right now, the fabulous chef, Chef Mauro.
Yeah, the song.
Where is he? Come on out here, Jeff.
Keep it up. Oh, my God.
Give it up for Jeff.
Woo! How about a round of applause for me, the Sandwich Queen?
Honestly, if I could crawl under the stage right now, I would. That's a first.
Anita, nice to meet you.
Oh, my
Greg,
goodness.
glad to meet you, Jeff.
Where does this come from?
Loretta.
All right. You guys,
Hi,
You
Jeff.
guys are almost matching. How you doing?
Oh,
Thank
my
you,
God.
Sally Lou,
I'm
for that
very
wonderful,
embarrassed.
wonderful
I don't even know
intro.
how that happened. I'm
great.
really just, let's go with the comedy here. Okay, Jeff, help me out.
How we all doing, everybody? Good? Oh, wow. We already got the phones up. Everybody here from out of state or anywhere, locals? We got any locals here?
A lot of
I
locals.
smelled it. It smelled like oil and peppers when I came out here. That's how I knew. It did. It smelled like a beef stand. We having a good show so far?
Yeah.
We're having a
It's
great
fun.
time.
Anybody hungry, or is everybody like super full? I remember the first time I came here, I went to the Anchor fried foods section, and you can it was like every deep fried thing in the world, and you're like, hey, Alan, you just start eating it, and then you don't realize until the end of the day how much you've consumed, and then you usually go to dinner afterwards. So that's just what you
And
do here at the
cocktails.
NRA, and cocktails.
Of course.
If you're of age.
Of course.
I don't know about some of you guys. So you ready to get cooking here? This is going to be
what are you
fun.
making? What
We
are
are
you
making a GYOB griddle burger. Classic burger, but GYOB stands for something pretty unique. Grind your own beef.
Love
Right?
it.
So I'm going to show you how to grind your beef, not in a fancy, sausage grinder or meat grinder. We're going to use a Cuisinart here, huh? Show you how to do that in a minute. We're also on the side. We're on top of this burger. We're going to do an 18,000 Island dressing, which is a Thousand
Yum.
Island dressing plus 17,000, I think, right? Times more good than that. Right?
Wow.
If I do the math, it's a little rough. So we're going to do a classic kind of that. We're going to grill it. We're going to cook it on a nice flat griddle, get a good sear on it, put it on a nice buttered and griddled bun, soft potato roll with all the accoutrement you expect out of a classic diner burger. Thousand Island, crisp lettuce, tomato. You guys are so lucky. It's so good, but you're not getting any unless you prove to me you deserve it.
Okay.
By giving me money. This is Chicago. A couple fins slid through the table. Nobody's got to
right.
see it. Just leave
Let me
it
get
there.
my
Fold it up nice. So we're going to do that. And on the side, we're going to do a sweet potato salad. So a classic preparation of a potato salad that I love. I've made for years. But instead, we're going to use sweet potatoes. Give it a little something special. A little more color.
A little more color.
How do you think of that?
I like it.
Me
I'm
too.
still not over my blunder. Okay, I'm really working
Your
through it.
blunder was, I think it was classic. It set the
It
stage.
is classic, right, for me, if you knew me better. But
Exactly.
anyway, Jeff, your first job was in a sandwich shop, right?
Yes, actually, my cousin
What was it
Dave
called?
here. He's right over there. Wave Dave.
Where's your cousin? I met him backstage.
He's right
Hey,
there.
cousin.
I graduated college. I went to Bradley University, which is in
Yay.
Peoria. Anybody
Yes.
else? Any other? Classic 2.2 average. Really applied myself. Ate a lot of burritos. I graduated. I didn't know what to do. I had a communications degree. I wanted to get into television somehow. I was always a performer.
You knew you were funny, right?
Well,
Obviously.
I'd like to think this is taped up. I like to think I was funny, but I was always a class clown. I always did theater. I did
Right.
Second City youth programs here in the city from the time I was 10 to high school.
Right.
So I loved it. I loved performing. I loved eating. So my cousin Dave, I was like looking for jobs. It was like 2 weeks after I graduated. He's like, I'm opening a deli in Westmont, Illinois, which is kind of by Oak Brook, if you're familiar, right by the dealerships there. Come on board. Then the next day we're ripping up carpet in this kind of dingy old deli that we converted to what I think one of the greatest sandwich shops in the history of the world, called Primetime Deli. And I did that, but pretty much the same week as the deli opened, I got cast in Tony and Tina's Wedding. If
Which
anybody
is
remembers
awesome.
that.
Yes.
Yes, there's a couple boos in there. I think I heard that. No. It was, so it's an interactive,
Right.
improv-based Italian-American wedding, to put it lightly, where
And
the
you were
guests
Tony,
show up.
right?
I was Tony in the end. You started as a caterer.
Right,
And I made it to a groomsman.
Okay, right.
And then I made it to the best man.
Right.
Right? So it's like any job you get, and then when I
Gotta
made it
move
to the
up.
best man, I thought I really made it, because then they started paying me like $23 a show. So
They give you per diem and
yeah,
everything?
no per diem. This is non-union theater
Right.
at its best, run by guys who should be running a football team, not a theater.
Right.
So it was quite difficult. But finally, my director came up to me. He's like, "If you lose 20 pounds, you could be Tony."
Ooh.
And I was pushing 280 back then. So I was like, all right, how about this? I lost like 50 pounds, and then I started playing Tony for the next 2
Wow.
years. But I still maintained my job at the deli.
Right.
And I'd make sandwiches all day,
Right.
slice meat, make soups, do all that, and then at night go perform. So
It all works for what you're doing now. It's
now
amazing.
it finally worked out. So that was my
Is the deli still in business?
no, it's sold. And then I
Okay.
moved to LA to try to make it out there,
Right.
get my own cooking show.
Right. And now
Which
you've
didn't
got
work. That LA ate me up and spit me out, and I'm the first to admit that. But I did have the chance to kind of grow myself, still cook, still perform, hustle, and I ended up enrolling in culinary school, graduating, working in a restaurant, moved back home to Chicago, and kept trying out for Food Network star.
And here you are.
And here I am.
On the
It's
Food
over.
Network. It's amazing.
Now I am, just happy as a clam. Thank you for
Congratulations
that.
on all the high ratings and the Emmy noms for
Yeah, it's-
The Kitchen.
Yeah,
Are you
we got
having
to-
fun?
I'm having a blast. We shoot every 3 to 4 weeks in
Right.
New York, and I get to kind of split my time between here and there. It's a lot of travel, but I still live in.
Who does your wardrobe? You're so cute on it.
Oh,
You don't not just in a t-shirt.
don't stop.
You're
now.
all styly.
I know. I don't know. I have a wardrobe stylist that comes to my house and dresses me, and I usually squeeze into shirts for about an hour and feel bad about myself, and then she orders a bigger size, and then we do it all over again, and then
Right.
it's too big. You see what happened?
Yeah, it's hard.
So it's like, I don't know. People are like, how do you not blow up? But it was funny. Like, if you watch the first couple seasons of Sandwich King, anybody seen Sandwich King, that
Yeah.
show I did?
Yes.
I do. I was thick.
So you've lost.
Like, I was there. I was where I needed to be. I was eating and enjoying myself.
Right.
And they called the Food Network 15. Like the freshman,
freshman,
15.
right.
Like, once you get on Food Network, look out, kid, you are going to expand. I was like, not me. And I was like, it was awesome because you go out to dinner more. People are wining
Right.
and dining you. You're on
Right.
the show. You're traveling. You can't
Your
really.
life is food.
Your life is food. And then, but I changed the rules and I just did. I was like, screw the 15. I'm going to do the Food Network 38.
Because you're funny, and that's funny.
Of course, fat guys are always funnier.
Well.
So then the caveat to that is that you got to watch yourself on TV.
Right.
And then you kind of are like,
'Cause it does add-
what's wrong? I was wearing giant shirts and I was
Right.
So it's more of, I still enjoy food. I just I got to work
So
out a
how
lot
much
harder.
weight did you really lose?
I don't know. I
You
don't
even
weigh
know the number.
myself.
You look really good.
It's I don't know. I probably like 30 pounds or something
Right.
after all said and done. But
Do you-
most of it was muscle gain.
Of course.
You gain a lot of muscle.
Of course.
Muscle weighs more than fat, I'm told.
It's true.
So that's that.
Do you work out?
Is that a
You're
pickup
young.
line?
You're young. No, it's a question.
Sally Lou,
it's
you
a
worked
question.
out.
It's a question
Yeah,
from the
I do.
British woman.
From the British, I know.
I said if I was funny like you, I'd try and do this in an accent.
think you are funny.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying.
You're very entertaining.
Thank you so much. Okay, where were we?
I do work out, yes. I do CrossFit, and
Yeah.
I do some spinning, and I
CrossFit
do
is
yoga.
a cult, man.
It is a cult.
You get in it and you cannot stop.
I know, it's very
Awesome.
it's very fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
My cousin owns the gym. I got a lot of
Oh,
cousins.
you got a lot of cousins.
This cousin's named Angelo. And he
a
runs
lot of cousins in the neighborhood.
O'Hare CrossFit, and it's in Franklin Park, Melrose Park border, and it is filled with people who live in Franklin Park and Melrose Park. So it is
Right.
a lot of characters, to say the least.
I'm sure.
And I love every minute of it.
I'm sure that is a
Except
performance.
when I'm working out. I like
Right.
the before and after.
I
love after working
I
out.
was
That's
gonna
the best
say,
part of my day.
The
When I'm
before
done.
is horrible. I hate
Oh
the
my
before.
God, it's terrible.
I hate the before more than the workout. I love the after.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. And when you're coming out of class and the people are coming in and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm done. It's awesome.
So great. And then you see the people, you're like, it's like going on vacation, and then you see the people getting off the plane.
Yeah.
You know, or getting, like when you get to your destination, you see them
Boarding.
getting on the plane, boarding. You're like,
So
yeah.
So
and then a week later, you're like, oh, why did I make fun of those people?
Right.
It's awesome feeling.
Who's got a question for Chef?
Yeah, go ahead.
Anybody?
All I'm doing is dicing these
cooking?
lovely sweet potatoes right now, trying to make them even.
You got a
Nobody's
question?
allergic to anything, right?
No.
No.
Good.
Will you come over here so we can get you on camera? Okay. Jennifer.
Jennifer.
What is here? Let's go this way. Let's go right here. How about this? Let's dance. Okay,
dance.
Jennifer, what's your question for Chef?
All right, so obviously, since you're the sandwich king, I'm assuming that you think that a sandwich is like the best vessel for ingredients.
100%.
Do you think that because of all of the food
Rub
trucks
gloves.
coming out now,
Pleat gloves.
that you're
They have rubber
seeing
gloves.
more? Are people really still feeling that sandwiches are going more gourmet, or are they still kind of an underrated food item?
I think it's just judging by all the chefs that have opened sandwich shops. You know, Tom Colicchio in New York, Rick Bayless, Shoko here, all the chef-inspired sandwich joints that are opening. PQM, if you've been in the city, Public and Quality Meats. It's a deli, you know, and I think the norm now is people expect very responsible, very definitely prepared ingredients on their sandwich. This is like, I think the day they're still existing. You see them at the airport. I call them kiosk sandwiches, right? You can't get the lettuce is wilted, the bread is hard, the meat is gelatinous and slimy. I think we're, as a culture and as a country, we're really transcending from that. And that reason, it's because of me, Jeff Mauro, Sandwich King. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
100%. You are the reason.
I know. No, but I think it's great. I mean, it's just good for food in general, you know?
And then one other question: would you
Shoot.
sign my chef coat afterwards?
I would love to. It's me $9 though. I can't
Okay.
budge on that.
That's fine.
All right,
Put
you
it
got
on,
it?
put it
Anybody
on.
got it changed?
Put it on.
I would love to. Before I get back to this, because I'm going to get to the meat, we're going to switch gears from the potatoes. I do want to get these boiling so we can cool them down, so I don't give you guys hot sweet potato salad. So here we have a chuck roast, right? It's still a very inexpensive cut of meat. I think it's underrated. You can braise it. You make stew out of it. You can make pot roast out of it. And it's my favorite grind. It's my favorite meat to use in a grind for a burger, right? Ground chuck. It's fatty. Perfect blend of kind of that 80-20. If I had more fat that I was trimming off short ribs, say, I would even add more fat to this. It's fun to experiment at home when you're making your own beef. I've done a 50-50. 50% fat, 50% muscle. What do you think of that? That was back, obviously, in the Food Network 38 days. But so what I do is just get it. You get it from the butcher. You get it from Whole Foods, wherever. You cube it up, even cubes, and then you freeze it for about 20 minutes so it gets a little hard. That's going to help grind it up. Because the enemy of grinding meat, if you've ever made sausage or you've ever made burgers before out of a grinder, you got to freeze everything. Freeze your dye, freeze your, the auger, all the elements of that. So these need to be pretty firm. Not frozen, but firm. So if you feel it, it's cold, but it's getting warmer by the second, so I'll make sure I get it in here. Do it in 2 batches. I think that works. Right in your standard, Cuisinart, we're using a RoboCou here, so obviously this will be a little more powerful. And the key to this also is not turning it into some mealy type of, whipped force meat. You want to make it, it sounds so gross.
That's horrible.
Sorry everybody. That's the name of my first band in college, was Force Meat. We did not make it, needless to say. So we're going to pulse it a couple times till it's... And another trick to this to ensure you get, not, meat that's stuck and everything or over whipped is to freeze your blade and everything in here too. Even
that's a
freeze
good
the bowl.
tip.
So you want to make sure all those larger chunks of fat are broken up and you hit it. Boom.
You said you had a 2.2 at Bradley, but didn't you
Right,
graduate?
fine. 219.
219.
But I rounded up. Dude.
Okay. Didn't you graduate valedictorian at culinary school?
Yes, I did. I was the first in my class, never
Applause,
late, never
everyone.
missed a day, and graduated valedictorian.
Applause.
Right?
Applause.
Thank you. Well, I was paying, I didn't get a loan. I was paying, I paid out of my own pocket for school. I had nothing. This was like the last chance I could ever, succeed at this, and I took it very seriously, almost
Good.
to the point where I don't know if everybody really liked me. I was like, come on, let's clean. Half of anybody who went to culinary school in here, right? It's half of it is cleaning, right? You do the floors. I'm like doing dishes with my hand. I'm like, I want to get home. I worked full time and went to school. So it was.
So what were you doing? Were you working in a restaurant?
No, I wasn't. I was. In order to put myself through school, I got a job as a assistant at a film production company.
Oh.
So I literally sat at a desk and answered phone for the president, who really only just went there, I swear, to start drinking at 5 o'clock because we had stacks of Heineken and Amstel in the back that I would make. Like my job was to order him beer. It was. I did nothing else. So
but you were paid pretty well.
I was paid decently, and I got to make sure that I
had the beer stocked.
Had that thing, and it was a hard time because I was married then, and I didn't really see. I'm still married now, but you know what I mean.
Right.
That sounded terrible.
It did.
I was on my fourth wife.
I was like, you're so young. I didn't know you were divorced.
So you see that? Hold on, not to get off topic here, but look at that, beautiful, right? And look how red that is. You can go to the store and get that cryovac meat that sits there in stacks, and you open it up and it's like, what is that gray? Is that gray meat? This is how you not get. It's edible. It's great. If the gray meat board is here, I apologize, but I like red meat. And it's that easy. All right. So we're gonna get to that in a second. Let's get back to the potatoes. And anybody have any questions?
Yeah. Any questions?
Ask
Great.
Sally
Come on
Lou.
down.
She's ready.
Thanks for the Lou. Everyone calls me Sally. Thanks, Jeff, for the Lou.
Oh, you don't like the Lou? Am I being?
No, I love it. No, I'm
Right.
saying thank you. Thank
beautiful.
you. Sophia,
Sophia. Oh, I was like, how did
you have a name tag.
I do?
Sophia.
First of all, I just want to say that I rooted for you every single day for Food Network Star.
Thank you very much.
So exciting.
I'm glad I won.
Yes. How important is bread to you for sandwiches?
I think it is the end all and be all. I think you can disguise the innards more than you can the bread because it's the first thing your lips and your teeth and your tongue touch when you take that all-important bite down, right, from the top to the bottom. And if it's stale bread, you've all had it, right? And I'll guarantee, now that barbecue season's happening, what do people do? They throw their bread on the griddle, right? And they toast the bejesus out of it. And then you have this beautiful soft bread that wasn't treated right. So you started with good bread and you ruined it. Then it sits in a basket with the flies and the sun, and then and then you build your own, and then you're eating this thing where the beef could be GYOB, and you don't even care because, the bread is SHIT.
Yeah, that was
Sorry.
good. That was Second
that was-
City. That was Second City right there.
That was. I did not write that ahead of time. I have a team of writers.
But we saw the smile because we knew it was coming.
It was coming. It was thinking. Do you see the wheels turning?
And
But
then
go ahead. Sorry.
Have you ever heard of Ace Bakery breads from Toronto?
Ace Bakery?
Yeah, from Toronto.
No, I have. Are you Canadian then?
Yes.
Welcome to our country.
Thank you. We look just like you.
No, tell me about it though. I'm curious.
So they're an artisan bread company headquartered in Toronto, Canada. 4 bakeries in Toronto, 1 in South Carolina. Artisan breads, all natural ingredients, no preservatives. Big push at booth 3401 for gourmet buttons this year. So
All right.
feel free to check on.
Stop by.
Yeah,
Get a little
we have great
taste of bread.
calendars to give away.
Are you baking
Those for
on
everybody.
premise here, or
Pardon?
are you guys baking the bread on premise? Or
We are.
All right, I'm gonna have to come by there.
Thank you, Sophia.
Very important though. Thank you. I love
Yeah,
talking bread because
I'm from Philadelphia, and you know the
Oh, welcome
cheesesteak-
to our country.
Thank you. Yeah, welcome. Another good one. But you know, it's all that Philly cheesesteak. It is all about the
Yeah,
bread.
the
All
Amoroso
of it.
roll, right?
Yeah, it's all about the bread.
I know my regional breads.
Yep.
This is great though.
Okay. What's your favorite bread here? What's your
Woo!
what bread do you use?
You
in
know what?
Chicago?
That's a beauty, I think, of Chicago. There's so many great bakeries. Canella,
Right.
Toronto, obviously for the Italian angle of stuff. Highland Bakery does some great stuff. I mean, there's just so many, and they each have their, own
Their own unique-
applications.
Right.
But like for a beef sandwich, whatever, it's got to be like Canella or Toronto. Spongy, real
Right.
absorbent,
Soak
but
it in.
stays nice and together. So I don't know. I love eating bread, and the problem now though is like everybody tells you can't eat bread. So how do
Right.
you? It's like ruining my career.
Bread will never
Yeah,
go
but like,
out.
wait a minute. What about what I
It
just?
will never go out of style.
No, it won't because the world's got to eat sandwiches, and you
Right.
can only have so many coconut wraps or
What was
lettuce wraps, right? I mean,
Right.
listen, I'll eat really clean during the week. I'll eat a lot of vegetables and meat, but come the weekend, I will eat pizza in a bathtub. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense, because I don't care at that point, because I worked hard the whole week.
Right.
But man, give me a lettuce wrap on a Saturday afternoon, I will fight you.
You exactly.
I will fight you. That's my time. But they're good.
We have
you
a
know,
question here.
Sorry.
What's your name? Pam has a question for you.
Pam, that's my mom's name.
Aw. Well,
Mommy?
I'm probably old enough to be your mom.
No, just start criticizing me and you'll really be my mother. I don't think you're dicing those right.
Well, speaking of moms, I know you have a son.
Yes, I do.
I have two sons. I was wondering if he loves to cook like you do.
He does. And we actually, I went to RPM Steak last night. Anybody been there? Really good with Mark Murphy, who is going to be on stage
Next.
after me. And he does. He likes. It started, if you ever cooked with young kids, he's 6 years old. So it started off with him pouring salt all over the counter and a truck would dig the salt. But I didn't mind because it was getting him in the zone and introducing him to the heat. And I think, the knobs, knowing that that's hot and that's not. So we always just stood in the kitchen together, whether or not he was. Then I'd let him get a little pinch of salt here and there. I'd let him, crack an egg when he got to that point. But I think it's so important because it teaches him where the food comes from. Food is our life, my business. And this morning I made sure I brought home, we split a couple steaks. We got a cowboy steak, dry age, prime, 28-day dry age. It was magnanimous. It was huge. And I was I want to bring him home a little chunk because he loves steak. So I sliced it thin. He wanted to heat it up a little bit. We heated it up. He had literally this morning, for breakfast, he had oatmeal and steak.
I saw the Instagram picture.
Did you see it?
Yes.
And then I made his lunch.
Yes, yes.
With the King's Hawaiian bread, which is really spongy and delicious, that he loves, of course. It's
Love that commercial.
It's like donuts, and then I had this thinly sliced steak on there with a little salt. I love it. I have some people kids, they give their kids whatever. If you only want to eat mac and cheese and chicken fingers, that's all we're going to serve you. I think it's our responsibility as parents and adults to, not to get on a soapbox here, but start them young, let them experience food. I'm not saying my kid eats caviar and escargot, sous vide crab, but he is definitely knows seasoned food. He knows proteins and vegetables alike and has a balanced diet. He still eats only a couple handful of things, but we're expanding on that, constantly.
Is Lorenzo funny like you?
He thinks he is.
He thinks he is.
I'll be the judge of that, though.
Right.
Can't take my job either, kid.
Right.
No, he's good. He's been on the shows if you've seen him.
Right.
We've shot 2 Disney specials together.
Really? Oh, that's fun.
We did one at the parks and one on a Disney cruise. And he's a pro.
I'm sorry, but when you can take your son on the Disney cruise because that's what you do for a living, that's pretty cool.
You know what? It is cool, but it's not as glamorous as you would think. It would
It doesn't
be,
have to be.
You're borderline. You're telling your kid to get up at 5 a.m,
Right.
work and
Right.
eat meatloaf at 6 a.m. for the shot because
Right.
you have to shoot when the restaurants aren't open on the ship. So that was more the That's how it was for the Disney Park special, which was with my parents too.
Oh.
And then by the second time, I was like, you're not overworking my kid.
Right.
You know.
Right. But
And that's
Mickey and Minnie, probably made him smile.
Some salt, please. Do we have?
Do you
Where's
have any
that?
questions, Loretta,
Yes,
Anita,
thank you.
Greg? Oh, Greg
It's
has
not
a
seasoned,
question.
right?
Greg has a question from the table.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Greg.
Say, when you were on Food Network Star, how intimidating was it to be with Bobby Flay and
Oh, it was
Alton Brown?
Brutal. And that was, day one, we got there, and I had no idea what to expect, right? They don't tell you anything. They just say, we're going to take your wallet from you. You can't bring any books, no music, no phones, no nothing. You're like, it's like you're going to jail. And you're not going to see your family for 10, 11 weeks. So
Come on,
make
that
sure
long?
you want to do this. So I did it, and I remember they put us in a hotel when we got there that first day, right by Hollywood and Highland in Los Angeles. And they're like, you're waiting around all morning. You're like waiting you don't see anybody else. We couldn't see the rest of the
Cast.
cast.
Right.
And he goes, walk down the street and then take a left. And then you see, I walk down the street, there's a camera following me, and then it opens on right in front of the Chinese theater there, the
Right.
Grauman's Man's
Right.
Chinese Theater. And it was 14, I thought it was just gonna be 12 other contestants. We were 15 total. So I saw all these 6'7" model types, big burly tattoo. I was like, I'm doomed. And then Bobby Flay walked out, and you're like, I want to go home.
It's week one,
I don't
and
like this.
you wanna go home.
I'm like, this is bonkers because nothing can prepare you for it, and once you're in it, there's no escape. So
And they took your phone?
I had no entertainment for 10 and a half weeks.
I don't know what you did. What did you do?
Well, they give you box wine. So that's what we did. I mean, you'd sit there and you talk to these yahoos. They're all very nice people, but everybody's, if you're going to
Right.
be on a reality show,
You're in it for yourself.
You have a certain
Right.
personality trait, I would say.
Right.
But we talk. You hear the same stories over and over again, and it was fun. But you'd compete hours a day, and then you go home at night, and they'd shoot you waking up. They'd film you in the morning, film you in the night, brushing your teeth. It was definitely.
Reality shows are not fun.
No,
it's not fun to do.
It's not.
Maybe it's fun for us
It's
to
not
watch.
for everybody, but
Not.
I got to a point where I was pretty sad. I missed my
Yeah.
son. He was 2 at the time. I missed my wife. I left. My wife's a nurse, so she was pulling down the fort, but I wasn't making. We had a dual income house. I wasn't making any money. They don't pay you to be on a reality show.
Right.
So I left her. She doesn't know what I'm doing. She thinks I'm in a hot tub with co-eds, like Jersey Shore,
Right.
fist pumping,
Right.
partying, shirts off, right, cannonball, drinking. But it couldn't have been any farther from the truth.
How many weeks were you there?
10 and a half weeks.
Oh, so you
And
really.
by that time, by the time I got home, I knew I was in the top 2.
Right.
And then I went right back to work. I was still serving, still cooking, serving food to people. People were like, where did you go?
Right.
I was like, oh. And this was my great lie, was like, I was learning how to cure meat in New York City. That's why nobody could talk to me. And Mark Murphy! Woo!
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Emily. Mark's the
Did
first
you all have
person.
fun last night?
We had a blast. I love Mark. I love everybody,
Great
his
guy.
wife, his family. He was the first one to befriend me and my wife, him and his wife, Pam, when we started this. It was
That's
hard
so
at first.
nice.
It was like being a freshman in high school,
Right.
I swear to God, I got pennies thrown at me. It was like that. Not really, obviously. I didn't get pennies
Right.
thrown at me. But it was,
He's a
it was
nice
difficult.
guy.
And they were like just so genuine and real from the beginning. And, it's a weird business. It took a little time to make real friends and stuff. And
Right.
luckily,
I'm glad you have a friend in Mark. He's a great guy.
he's my favorite.
Was Bill Rancic there last night?
No, he wasn't, but I have met Bill before. He was a very nice man
Yeah.
as well.
Right.
Yeah,
Now their reality show doesn't look so bad because you get to be with each other.
it's true, but
I'm really sad about that. 10 and a half weeks. Oh,
yeah, it was. I came home and people were like, "What's the best day of your life? Your wedding, when you won Food Network Star." And not to slight my wedding or the birth of my son, they were both magical, right? Not the birth. That was scary, man. I was right up front for that. That's nothing but violence in that. I don't know how you ladies do it. Give yourselves a round of applause.
it ain't easy. Yeah.
Jesus. That's why I think I'm one and done. I was like, this is 28 hours of madness. It was when I came home, when
Yeah.
I was gone. I haven't seen my son, 10 and a half weeks. I was gone. I sacrificed. We just moved into a new house that we lived with my in-laws for a year, saving up money for, in a basement. You know what I mean? A dark basement I lived in. Like, so everything kind of clicked at once. We got the house. We, I went to Food Network Star. I did all this. I had the house. I opened up the car dropped me off. My son ran out. Jumped on me. My wife was,
That's
it was just
the
like,
stuff I want to see on TV.
it was great. I know, but
Was it worth it?
Yeah,
Obviously.
it was
Yeah.
definitely
Come on.
worth it because when I went back, I kind of knew I was going to win,
Yeah.
and I won. So
And
it was
you
great.
won.
So here I'm going to
Awesome.
make the base for the sweet potato salad, and always make your base first before you do it. Season here instead of seasoning all that. Let the flavors meld and marry a bit. So a little stone ground mustard, mayonnaise, some pickle relish. Some chopped chives in there.
I'm
A little
giving
crunch.
you-
You got a little celery. Go ahead.
I'm giving you a halfway mark.
Oh my heavens!
Yeah.
You are so.
Because we're
naughty.
talking so much.
I'm sorry. Okay.
No, we love that. Don't you love it, audience?
Woo!
You are very entertaining.
I agree.
And you are a star.
Next.
What's your question, Maya? She's shy. Oh,
Maya, just let it out.
whoa.
Trying to. Well, hello, first of all. Okay.
Hello.
I just wanted to know, it probably doesn't have anything to do with anything, but what is your thoughts on the bird flu epidemic thing that's going on, and how do you think it will affect the industry with the chicken and all?
I don't know, man. I think chicken's gonna get expensive, and everybody loves chicken.
I'm from Iowa, so.
Oh, so you? I don't know. You know what? I'm not super educated on it yet, so I probably can't give you an educated guess or an educated answer. I'm sorry, but I know I love chicken, and I hate to see chicken get any more expensive because next thing you know, it's going to be $20 a pound for chicken thighs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just was wondering.
Thanks, Maya.
Thank
You're
you,
such
Maya. Good question.
She's such a giggler.
She is a giggler.
What was the first sandwich you ever made?
What did I make? That's a good question. Chicken.
Before the bird flu.
Chicken with a nice bird flu aioli. No. That's terrible. All right, we're going to cool this down. It's terrible. All right. Yeah, can we... it's a nice cool pan.
Kimberly Love, everybody.
that in
Give
there.
love to Kimberly
Okay.
Love. Right
Kimberly
there.
Love and Deb in
Kimberly
the
Love.
back. They do... I
And
didn't
Deb,
do anything.
oh my gosh.
I walked out here today.
Deb's awesome.
I came here like a chooch.
Somebody bring Deb out. She has not gotten her stage time yet.
Oh, man.
I would love to
Where's
give
she
Deb.
at? Bring her out.
Bring Deb out. She doesn't like this. She's not going to like us at all for doing this, right, Kim? No way. But she
No, she's
is
not.
an amazing.
Can I have a little more mayo, please? I think
Prep
I just
in the
used all my
kitchen.
mayo. So here we got the nice base. We're going to season it up. Start moving with some purpose here. Beautiful. Shut this down.
Oh, there's Deb.
Deb, give her a round of
you
applause.
run this show.
She
This
runs
is
it.
Amazing. A little louder for Deb.
A little louder
Yeah.
for Deb.
She's amazing.
Actually, can you bring those potatoes back out here? Thank you, Deb. Come on, bring it in.
Thank you,
Round of
Deb.
make
She's
us look good.
amazing and keeps everybody organized. She is the brainchild behind all this, and she gives us breakfast in the morning.
Does
Thanks,
she really?
Deb.
She's great. All right, so next we are going to make some patties here. And I want to pack these kind of loosely. There's nothing worse than a meatloafy burger that's been overworked by strong hands such as mine. So I have to really hold back because of the muscles. You saw them earlier.
Right.
They're still there. So the beauty of this is all these craggly little bits of meat. If you keep it somewhat craggly when you form it, and I kind of use the pan for this, it's just going to create more release for steam and everything.
I have a question.
Shoot.
I noticed you didn't put any seasoning in the meat. Do you like to season the meat after?
I like to season salt and pepper on the outside. So I'm going to season now, but I don't like to put it in. I think it's just the salt and the beef can get a little, you can compromise the texture of the meat if it sits around a little bit. But I think a healthy dose of salt and pepper, maybe a little like granulated garlic or garlic salt you can, a little funky with. I am not a fan of, hey, to each your own, but some people put like soup mix in their burgers and they put half an onion and like a green pepper. I see people chop up egg rolls and put it in their bread. Just let the beef shine. We spent all this time making this beautiful beef,
That's true.
So we're gonna do that a little bit.
It's beautiful.
I'll make some bigger ones, but we're gonna get these on so we can eat here in a bit. One hand.
Loretta, you're a culinary school teacher at Simeon, a high school here, home
All right.
of Jabari Parker and Derek Rose.
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
Wow.
Well, I was just going to say that since he don't want to do the Food
Do me a
Network
favor,
all the
just so I'm not
time, he could
cross-contaminated.
always come and do a
me
demonstration
this little
at the
pepper
high
here, please?
schools
Thanks, Chef.
for our students.
There you go.
Say that again. I'm
Close
sorry.
to home, and you can keep your cell phone.
Right, come and do a demonstration. You're so comical, they would love you.
I would
The high
love
school
to.
students.
That's you know, I love that's a part of this is getting to do all this other extra stuff, and then, you know, the charitable element
Right.
is so wonderful. And I've gone to schools, many schools so far, and I love kids. You know, I'm a father myself, and I love preaching food. You know, because I would love to. We'll exchange information.
Yeah, get
You
your
got me.
card and
It's only 20
exchange
grand
away.
too.
No problem. on a
The best
CPS
of-
salary.
The best part of what you do is you're doing what you love, you're doing what you're good at,
Yeah.
and you have great impact on kids who can follow, the same thing. And there's nothing better than being in the schools and helping out. And I bet you're a great dad. You're very playful. Lorenzo's
I
so
try.
lucky. And if you rough him
Get
up
this
too
on-
much,
Hey,
your wife can help.
Dave, record this. Show Sarah, my
because
wife. We're gonna try to fit everything on here. All right. I'm gonna see. That's what I like to do. When I do burgers, I season the one side. I try to use, I don't like the cross contamination, all that. Get the gloves off.
Dave, what's your question, Matt?
Okay, a question about beef sandwiches.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that.
Sweet or hot, wet or dry?
Sweet, hot, wet, turbo wet. I asked him double dip it. 2 beefs, dip them. That's why I say sweet and hot. I want the beef to die in the juice.
And then
I want like one of those bad. It's a little dark. I realize that, but that's how wet I like my beef.
follow-up question, Jay's, Roma's, or other?
Other. I'm a Johnny's guy.
Okay.
I live in Elmwood Park. I'm a
Okay.
Johnny's sweet and hot. L's second. Portillo's third.
Okay.
Scatchels. I shot at Scatchels for 20. You been there? See, you guys are awesome. I knew I smelled oil and
Thank you,
peppers
Matt.
out here.
Cubs or socks?
Socks.
Okay.
All right. Wow, everybody's over here. What happened to this side of the room?
Wow.
Get the more mayo, please. Oh, you got it? Where is it at? Oh, you put it in here?
Oh, okay.
No, I need it for my
Any
my
questions,
18,000
anybody?
item
Questions
sauce, if you don't mind.
to ask the chef? Come on.
You could bring out the
Come here.
potatoes, please. Anybody? Yeah, I haven't been. I usually get to like one game a year, if that, Sox game. So I don't really follow baseball much these days. I'm never home.
Too busy.
I think once I discovered rock and roll and girls, I was like, baseball, what is that?
Right.
And I always was better at rock and roll than the girls part. But
Your favorite band?
my favorite, I'm a huge Wilco fan, another Chicago band. Dr. Dog, I'm a huge Beatles fan.
Hey.
I love
Oh,
jazz and blues.
great.
Beatles man.
Oh, yeah.
I got the mono box set on vinyl. It's a couple.
Oh, really?
It's my favorite. I'm a huge Beatles fan. I could talk Beatles for hours and hours. You know.
Right.
I even have
Yeah,
that
well,
same apron.
so can I,
I'm like, look
evidently.
at me, I'm cooking at home. I'm just me, it's cool. Beautiful. That's what we're looking for on that burger. Almost like a steak and shake kind of vibe here, right?
Oh, yum. Yes,
That nice-
exactly.
Griddle, but we're gonna keep that inside juicy. I'm gonna hit it with some, anybody want to guess what kind of cheap fancy cheese I'm using?
Swiss.
White American.
White American. Donovan, your question for the chef?
I was just wondering, what do you think is the quickest way to ruin a good sandwich?
Good question. I think it is to, what I mentioned earlier is mistreat the bread. Put too much stuff on it. Too many burgers out there. I don't need a duck egg on my burger with bacon, caramelized onions, homemade aioli, a crab knuckle, and whatever else you might put on there. Some kind of foie gras crouton. I don't need that on my burger. I want cheese, meat, bread, maybe some vegetable matter, if I'm playing my cards right. But I think that's it. Too sloppy, right? You lose the essence,
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks,
Keep
Donovan.
it 3. I kind of have a rule of 3s. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Beautiful. Another thing I like to do with the potatoes is when they're hot, I know they're not hot anymore, but sprinkle a little, right when they're out, right when you're draining them, get a little white vinegar in there. It sucks it up, and like Super seasons them. Super seasons. Now we're really moving here.
David, who is a chef, has a question for you, chef.
Beautiful. Oh, look at that. That's
All right, so you've been on Food Network Star, and I've seen you on Chopped. What of the competition shows scare you? Because
I've done them all, man. I have done them all.
How is Cutthroat Kitchen live?
Cutthroat Kitchen was very difficult. It was very fun, but it's harder than I think it's the hardest one because have everybody seen Cutthroat Kitchen? It's like, here's a treadmill, cook on it. And that's fine, but I mean, nothing could prepare you for. There's like no amount of training other than being like someone who can cook on a dog treadmill. And there's really no class for that. So it was fun. It was like, if I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. Whatever. It's all for charity. But I've done Chopped 3 times, and I have lost every time. I am terrible at Chopped, and I usually get to the end. I don't fizzle out. I don't, I'm not. I'm good. I'm a good fast cook in under pressure situations, but damn, if that's real, man. It's not like they tell us. They don't give us the ingredients ahead of time.
So
I get a clean tray.
What was the hardest ingredient that you had on Chopped?
You know what? I think it was the Yule log cake. If anybody saw that episode, it was for the third course. For your main course or whatever. And it was a Yule log, like a chocolate. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And by that time you're like, I just want to go home. I don't care if I win.
And as a Chicago guy, you didn't feel enough to tip off Mark Murphy with a couple 20s or anything?
Don't worry. No.
Thank you.
Who's Mark Murphy?
What was your charity that you were?
I did a local charity. I've done a couple but the one I lined myself with, can I have some tasting spoons or something? Do we have any? Is Hepzibah. It's in Oak Park, Illinois. It's for underserved, abused, neglected children where they can foster care. It's daily care. It's unbelievable. And you see the impact. So it's pretty righteous,
Awesome.
I think, cause.
Awesome. Tastes good?
Oh, man. It's so bad.
Awesome. Do you have a question, Huma? Awesome. What's your question for the chef?
Hello, Chef Jeff.
Hello.
My question was, going between New York, Chicago, how do you find any kind of balance?
That's a good question. It's hard, but I think I'm pretty good at it. I try to always block out part of my month for my family, whether it be we take a quick trip somewhere or we just promise ourselves that I have blocked out every Friday for the foreseeable future for pretty much, we go out, I call it Friday family date night, and it's me, my son, and wife. We try a new place in the city. 6 o'clock standing, I have like reservations and Parachute this week, Ruxpin, every, hot, hip place that we can get into really easily because it's 6 o'clock on a Friday and there's 3 people. And I think that's important, just to eat together and cook together and try to schedule time and say no to stuff. And when I'm home, I'm home. I pick up, drop off, cook dinner. I'm there for my son. It might be like 3-4 days and then I leave for a night and I come back for 3 days and I go for 2 nights. But when I'm home, I'm not like, I'm so tired. Leave me alone. Bring me my slippers and my newspaper and my tumbler of, off-brand scotch. I'm there for my kids, so it's very, very important to me. And I think anybody who knows me for real would definitely, I'm not BSing anybody here.
LaGuardia or O'Hare?
Oh, God. LaGuardia is anybody from New York here?
Duh.
Oh, travels to New York? You got New York here?
Please let LaGuardia be redone.
When you have more leaks than you can count in your airport, in the main terminal, you need to build, and they're doing stuff now.
They are, but not quick enough, and not the terminal that I travel to.
All right.
One more question.
No,
sure.
One last question from Huma.
Yeah, I just wanted to say my daughter and I watch you a lot, and my daughter knows that you're local, so she always says, you need to go cook with them someday. And I said, well, maybe someday in our life we'll cook with them. But I totally believe what you said about putting them in the kitchen. Everyone says you can't put them in. I gave her a butter knife. I'm like, you can do anything with a butter knife.
It's so true.
No, you can do mushrooms. You can even cut garlic. She's peeled garlic. She does everything. And
how old is she?
She's 9 now, but she came in the kitchen since she was like 18
bowl,
months. She's been in the kitchen with me. And people are just afraid to put their kid in because they don't want to be responsible. But you can, your kid can do anything.
Yeah, another bowl.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're awesome.
She is. She's actually a favorite audience member because
I saw you were up here.
Yeah,
Who'd you pay off to get all these? This is unbelievable. This one, you get around.
She just supports the World Culinary Showcase, sponsored by Huma.
Awesome. This is good. You guys getting excited? Does it smell good in here?
Sorry, I really didn't get that. Bob has a question from behind the camera, right here. Remember I
What's up,
told you about
Bob?
the curmudgeon that wouldn't smile? This is Bob.
This is Bob.
But now he's smiling.
Hey!
Because he's talking to you.
Aw, Bob.
Did you ever serve a well-done burger?
Would I? If someone ordered it, yeah, I'll microwave it for them.
Sorry to hear.
If they want it that way. I think sometimes, like, these are going to be medium, borderline. But when it's like this style, super fatty, you know, super griddled. Do you like well-done burgers?
No!
Okay, I was about to call security.
No.
All right, beautiful.
All right, Jessica has a question.
Hi, I'm a huge fan.
Thank you.
So I recently
I
watched.
applaud you on your intelligence and beauty.
Thank you. I recently watched the episode of The Kitchen where you had to eat those hot peppers.
Okay.
Is that as painful as it looked?
It was very difficult. The knife. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm all over the place here, guys. I'm just trying to.
It's okay.
They did not want me to eat those peppers. First of all, that was my own direction. They wanted me to eat the Thai bird chilies, you know, the thinner red chilies, which are still amply hot. But I'm like, no, I'm going Scotch bonnet. They're like, are you sure? I go, do you want to spare my feelings and tongue, or do you want to make great television? And I feel like I made the right call, because I think people talk about that more than anything I've done in the kitchen, of course, not the recipes or the other things I've done, but when I ate hot peppers and abused my body. It was so hot, but I loved it. I mean, it was fun. I thought it was fun.
How long did it take for you to recover?
We broke for lunch right after that. They're like, hey, do you want, and it was like Taco Tuesday. We have, you know, craft services. And I'm like, is this a joke? Did you do this on purpose? So I didn't eat anything the rest of the day. My tummy was a little tender. I had little bubble guts.
Good weight loss program.
Yeah, exactly, right? Well, it does. It raises your metabolism,
right.
They say, the capsaicin.
And the sweating.
I sweat when I eat too, man. I sweat when I eat ketchup, and that is a fact. Don't
Why?
laugh at me. It's a thing.
That's funny.
They haven't discovered the name of that yet. I think it's the vinegar in there. Speaking of vinegar and sweating, I just made my famous 18,000 Island dressing. Pickled jalapenos, a little bit of, you could use sriracha, chili sambal, ketchup, mayonnaise, little Dijon mustard, a little bit of granulated garlic for some funk, and that's it. You keep it like, you know, it's like your classic Thousand Island, but like I said, 17,000 more of that. Beautiful.
Since you've been in a rock band and you were Tony and you love the Beatles, give us 30 seconds of your favorite song.
Oh, you want me to sing it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, man.
You need a beat?
See, what do I do in this situation? What do I do?
You do it.
I saw her.
You know what my favorite song is? It's so obscure. Nobody even. It's She Said by the Beatles off of
John Lennon.
Let It Be. I mean off of Revolver. But you don't want to hear that. I don't know.
Really? You're not gonna
If I had a
do it?
guitar here, I would play for you.
Oh, a cappella?
So a cappella.
10 seconds. Thank you. What'd you pull?
Hurt yourself.
Oh, like when you get up too fast times 5. That's what just happened to me. But
Worse
I
than
did
the
it for you.
pepper.
Worse than a pepper. Holy smokes. Oh, that was fun. All right, what I'm doing is BG in your bread here. Buttering and griddling your bread. Reactivating it. Making it soft. Giving it textural complexity by giving that nice little golden rim right there. Oh, look at that butter pooling. Holy smokes. Come back. And don't be afraid to do that little move, right? Like Culver's, the butter burgers. Come on. Come on. We've had them.
Oh,
We've had them. We've all been out.
Julie wants to know, has a question about your buns.
Okay, I have flat buns. You can see I was not blessed. You could turn me over and serve punch out of me. I'm like a convex. Concave? Which one? Concave. Thank you. Punch bowl. Go ahead.
Hey, I was just wondering what kind of buns you're using up there.
These are Martin's potato rolls. Hey! All right!
Oh, that was a setup.
I didn't even notice you. How are you? Nice to see you. Julie from Martin's Potato Rolls, one of my favorite breads on the planet.
And tell us why they're so good.
You don't have time to know how good they are. But my grandma and grandpa started making Martin's potato rolls in their garage in 1955. So
Holy
it's really
smoke.
cool for us to get to see guys like Jeff.
So
up
you're
there
like
using
you're
it.
like the Apple and Microsoft of food, right? You started in the garage. No.
Right.
All right.
Second generation? Did you say grandparents or parents? Oh, third generation. Wow.
Wow.
Very cool. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Way to go. Thank you, Julie Martin. I don't know. Oh, is that right? Okay, good.
That's so good. So I'm gonna individually plate their plates. I take care. So we're gonna look for that magic, like that, right? That's it. That's what everybody wants. You know, you could do a pretzel roll. You could do whatever. I mean, give me like a soft, shiny bun, little butter, little G. Switch this up. Look at that, beautiful. And we're ready to build here, right?
Let's start
How much
building.
time do we have?
About 5 minutes.
Oh, that's it?
You can do it. You've done a lot harder than this.
Yeah, I know, but
Clearly.
this was way more fun. So
This
thank
is
you guys.
fun.
You guys are great.
This is fun. It's hard, you know, I think we should all try to take 10 minutes off of our phone
Yeah.
and think of Jeff, 10 and a half weeks. I mean, that's crazy. Hey, how do we follow you on Instagram? What's your handle?
It's my name, Jeff Mauro.
Okay.
JEFFMAURO. And same thing with Twitter and all that.
If I follow you, will you follow me back?
Nope.
I
Gonna
knew
cost
it.
ya. No, of course. We're friends for life, Sally Lou.
I know, especially, yeah, you'll always remember me.
Yeah, right?
It's just horrible.
Sandwich Queen.
I do have a book I'm writing.
You almost
Stupid-
outed me.
Yeah, right. Like you're the least of that. Okay. Stupid, Sally Lou Loveman Says. That's the title of my book. You know what's in
That's
between.
all right.
That's okay.
We're all
Yeah.
entitled.
When you have a microphone, it's not always going to be perfect.
Beautiful. Thank you
How's
so
it
much.
looking?
I think we're looking very good. I just want to. I know they're chomping at the bit here to get some of this.
Yum. What's your favorite thing to put on your burger, Greg? I'm asking Greg, actually.
Oh,
I'm
Greg.
so sorry. Greg.
Mine is just, I like bread and butter, pickles, and tomato, and that's about it.
All right, beautiful. So you want me to do that for you?
If you got it.
I love
Wow. Okay, made to order. Bread. Say bread and butter pickles. Is that what you said?
Tomato.
Tomato.
little bit of ketchup.
Ketchup.
All right. Ketchup.
Okay. What about you?
What do we think is ketchup in Chicago? That's the question.
Ketchup in Chicago?
I don't have. How about some 18,000 Island dressing? No?
Oh, no, that's fine.
That's good.
Why do we call it catsup in Philadelphia? It's so weird. Catsup.
Someone told me that a little bit ago. That's too much tomato. So you got to get your ratios right. Boom. Look at these, huh? Just a little.
Does anybody else sweat when they eat ketchup?
Get a good
Anybody?
smear on there. Always smear only on the top bun, not on the bottom. What does that cause? You get top bottom, what happens? Slippage. Kids have died in America because of slippage. My cousin Gino lost
How
his
many
eye.
cousins do you have?
Dave? My mom is one of 4.
You look like Jimmy Fallon.
I get that. I've done
Oh my
Jimmy
God.
Fallon. We've talked about this with
It
Jimmy
just
Fallon.
dawned on me, and you're like funny like him.
Oh, well, hey, guess who's richer?
Yeah, well, you will be soon. You're younger than he is.
Hold on. We got to get our lettuce on there. A crisp, good old-fashioned iceberg lettuce.
How many cousins do you have?
My mom is one of 4. Everybody but one had 4 kids.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle had 3. And we all pretty much live in the same square.
The neighborhood.
Neighborhood, yeah. And
That's
we're
awesome.
very close. We've always done everything together. You know, I couldn't be any luckier when it comes to
That's
family.
a rich life.
And they're you know, they're on this journey with me. I've had them all on the show. They've
Yeah.
all been on Sandwich King. My cousin Dave's been on Sandwich King. My uncles, my cousins, the kids. It's just so much fun to kind of. They were the ones coming to my comedy shows. They're the ones seeing me in West Side Story in 8th grade.
Right.
You know, suffering through these abysmal productions for all these years, and now now it's
Right.
like now this is the fruits of the labor. So
Right.
it's
Pretty
even sweeter
awesome.
being able to share it with my.
Oh, good. He's fine. If you've been on all the shows, you
What is he
you
going?
can handle this. Tell me your name again. Oh, it's David. Did you want to say anything to your lovely cousin who's taking you on a ride, and you gave him his first job?
It's been fun. It's been a fun ride. So things come full circle sometimes, so it's nice.
What's your last name?
Really good.
Bernie.
Delicious.
Okay. All right.
Bernie.
Yeah, so our moms are sisters, so it's a fun group.
Who has the holiday? Who has Christmas dinner?
My mom. My mom has Christmas Day.
My mom does Christmas
Eve. I do Christmas Eve with my in-laws. We do. We all get together. How many people we have on Christmas Day?
60,
60?
60s, I think it is.
Yeah.
Do you cook? Do they cater? Do you
We
all
cater
cook?
usually. By that
Yeah.
time, everybody's
You're
full. 'Cause
exhausted.
we're Italian American, so Christmas Eve is a giant holiday for
Right.
us. So by Christmas Day, I dress as Santa though.
He is.
Sorry. Is there any children in here? I just blew that for 4 children.
It's your special Santa.
Exactly.
There's still always Santa.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's a fun time.
You were the elf. You were the elf this year.
I was the elf this year.
Dave was the
Do you,
elf.
like,
We have
cast
a
a
buddy
show?
the elf. What's that?
Do you like cast a whole family
No,
show?
that's it. We do that. We have Mrs. Claus come in. Chief Surly. No, I'm kidding.
My cousin his brother wasn't feeling good.
Yeah,
so
he missed
I ended up being
Christmas
the elf,
this year.
which was not a fun.
My brother's
whatsoever.
usually the elf. My older brother, who's like, 6 inches shorter than me and 100 pounds more, he played a better elf than Dave, but Dave did
Absolutely.
his best. What are you going to do?
Way to play the role, Dave. Way to be there for the family. Thank you so much. I think we're done. How is it? We want to
How is
hear.
everything? You eat the burger?
Oh,
And that sweet potato salad, will be on I am just giving you guys a preview. I won't tell you. But there might be something opening up here later
Right.
this year in Chicago, in the Loop.
Right.
Something
Aren't we
good to
excited,
listen.
Chicago?
Yeah.
Something exciting could be on the horizon.
Yes.
For us.
That's all I'm saying.
Right for us.
For you guys.
A place to go for the best sandwich ever.
Mm-hmm.
Anita, everybody like it? Loretta, Anita, Greg?
Good.
So good.
it's wonderful.
Delicious.
Just think what Paul McCartney's missing out on.
Paul McCartney. Well, he's still with us. Maybe
He's a vegetarian.
he is a vegetarian, but that's how he preserves himself.
Greg knows, yeah, that's true. Greg knows a whole lot about the Beatles. Wow.
He's playing. You live here?
No, I live
Oh,
in
they're-
Amarillo.
Amarillo.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to our country.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Call it callback.
Thank you, Sandwich
Sure.
King. Everybody, let's hear it for Chef Jeff Mauro. You've been deliciously adorable and funny, and I really, really like you a lot.
Thank you, Sally.
And your food is delicious, and it looks delicious anyway. And
Oh my
thank
God.
you so much. Have a great time with whoever you're dining with tonight. Keep giving
My
back like
family.
you do your family, and be a great dad, and be great to the kids, and be my friend. And
We'll
thank
be friends
you.
forever, Sally.
Friends.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
BFF. Thank you.
Stick around for Mark Murphy. He's the best. Second best.
Yeah,
I mean.
stick
Second
around. Stick around for Mark Murphy. He's coming up next in 30 minutes. And, that's going to be it. We're going to close it down. Please be here to have some fun with us. Thanks, everybody.